Clayton, a lot of QB sneaks for you today, especially the big one on 4th and goal. What'd you think when the play call came in, and how'd you pull that off?
Yeah, I love it. Everyone does all the work. We get down to the 1 yard line, and then I get to punch it in. But you just keep your feet moving, and it works out. Thankfully, I'm about 2 yards long, so it's pretty easy to get it in there. Those guys up front did a good job getting a push.
You for a second. There were like a couple third and mediums, and instead of going for 6, 7 yards, you went long. One was to Ben down the middle of the field, and the other to Macon on the sideline. Is that just your nature to, be a little risky there?
Yeah, thankfully our O-line is doing a great job in protection. Nevada threw a lot of different stuff at us, and they did a great job responding to a few different looks and giving me some time back there, which allowed our receivers to get open. But credit to those receivers, man. They went up and made some big catches. Ball wasn't always great, and they adjusted and made some catches. But, we wanted to take shots, and we felt like they were giving it to us, and so we did it.
Clayton, what's the thought process when you're in a game like that and you're trailing a team that you're at home and everybody expects things from you? How do you guys sort of keep your composure and stay where you want to be?
Well, not think like that. First of all, we don't think like everyone's expecting stuff from us, but we just keep pounding. We had things that were working, and we had some other things that they had done a good job of taking away, and so we just need to keep playing. And I had an interception, Ben had a fumble, and so we just had to move on from those things. I thought our offense did a great job of that, which was really impressive to me. Thankfully in the second half we were able to put together drives and finish drives.
Since Clayton brought it up, yeah, Ben, you had that fumble. What happened on that play, and how did you, I guess, knock it out of your mind?
The Nevada player actually made a great play. Just punched the ball right out. So he made a great play on that. But when I got to the sideline, Coach Springer, he just told me to flush it. Clayton came up to me, told me, just let it go, go make some plays, and then really, we're a family on this team. A lot of guys, a lot of staff members came up to me. They just said, we're going to need you later in the game to make big plays. So, they kind of just helped me flush that out. And then I was able to refocus truly after I got my first catch in the second half, and I was just playing again. It got off my mind there.
For any or all of you, between the first half when you guys struggled a lot and only scored 7 points, the second half finished with 31. What do you guys feel like were the big differences between the two halves?
Well, I mean, as we saw in college football this first week, a lot of the first halves seemed the same. We saw a lot of new things. On defense, the offense showed us some looks that we had not practiced, and it was all about responding. Going into the halftime, we were talking as a defense. I know they were talking as an offense. We were like, we just got to respond and play Big Ten football. We went in there, we changed up our game plan, we accounted for things that we had not recently accounted for, and we just came out swinging. And the conditioning showed up from practice because we pushed all the way through the 4 quarters.
Anything else for these three?
Bennett, I think you had 8 catches all of last year, and I think you had 8 today. What was it like today to be making all those catches downfield, and what do you think went right today?
Last year I gained a lot of experience, and that carried over well to this year. I learned how to work. Guys like Austin Carr, they taught me that last year. And then this year I was just playing loose, playing comfortable, playing confident. That was the biggest thing for me. And then Clayton and I, we worked together all off season, so we built a little connection there. So it was fun. It was really fun out there today.
Clayton, did you see anything that seemed to be working for Bennett?
I didn't know he only had 8 catches last year. My goodness. It's probably more my fault than anything. But he did a great job of going and getting the ball and being aggressive with his hands. I think that's one thing he's really worked on is being aggressive. And he's trusting himself. He's a big dude, and he can jump and go get the ball. So it's fun to see him do well, and because of all the hard work he's put in.
All right, Tyler, you guys struggled against the run at times today. Came up with some big stops down the stretch, but how do you work on getting better against the run for next week?
I mean, I got to see it on film first. You know, some of the plays I was on the sideline for, some of the plays I was in, and I hadn't seen what gap had gone through. But we just got to stay to our fundamentals. You know, we gotta stick to what we practice, and I'm gonna see it on film, and we're gonna correct that stuff, and we're gonna work towards it.
It seems like the defense and the line, and you especially, made some big plays in the fourth quarter. Was there extra urgency on that side of the ball to make some big plays late in the game?
I don't feel like it was the late in the game aspect. I feel like it was the sense of urgency for our brothers. You know, we had some guys go down, and I feel like that motivated us to play even harder. You know, every play we just played it the same. We were attacking, you know, trying to dominate our opponent, and that was our emphasis throughout the game. But come the fourth quarter, we were more conditioned to do so.
You've talked about conditioning, being more conditioned. Obviously, one of the stories of the summer was your heroics in the weight room. I mean, do you see some of the things that come from that applying specifically today? Like, do you feel more improved in that conditioning aspect than last year?
Absolutely. Especially for both lines. I know the offensive line had the hardest offseason that anyone's ever gone through, in my opinion. The defensive line short right behind that. We running all the time. You know, I'm throwing up half the time, and it's been really hard, and it's great to finally come to a game. You know, all the way through the fourth quarter, it showed up on the field, and you know we're going to continue running in practice, and Coach Fitz has made an emphasis on that.
Anything else for Clayton, Tyler, or Bennett? All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Gentlemen.
For both gentlemen, obviously some of it was that you didn't know much about Nevada new coaching staff, but what were the key differences first half versus second half?
I think we weren't responding very well in the first half, and I think we just had a better sense of urgency in the second half. You know, didn't capitalize on some opportunities in the first half. We were in the red zone 2 times and didn't come away with any points, so can't let stuff like that happen, and we'll get it fixed for the next game.
I think from the defensive standpoint, I guess weathering the storm early. We weren't expecting them to run the ball as much as they did. And once we got into the locker room, gathered ourselves, composed ourselves, came out with a different game plan a little bit. Also utilized some different calls that we had worked during camp, and we were able to, you know, I guess just change the pace of the game.
Probably had a couple cornerbacks go out. What's that like from the safety spot as you watch different guys come in, and does that adjust, you know, how plays are called or how you run things at all?
Well, today I was playing a lot of Sam linebacker, but I guess from the safety standpoint that I know, I guess you kind of do get a rapport, like a chemistry with a specific corner. But overall, I'm pretty confident that any guy that steps on the field, it's not just, next guy up. It's also that we trust him. And we know that he's prepared. We have, you know, DB tests and worksheets all throughout the week. We know that anybody who steps on the field is going to be prepared. So it's just about executing and going from there. So,
Justin, you played the biggest role that you've had at Northwestern in the receiving game last year. You had 35 catches, 5 catches today. Do you think your role will grow even more as a safety valve for Clayton?
Yeah, I mean, I think just want to be an outlet for Clayton. You know, we worked on that a lot in the off season. Just, you know, being there, you know, on check down, stuff like that. And, you know, they dropped coverage a few times today, so I was able to get some catches off that. But, yeah, obviously, he spread the ball around a lot today, so that was good to see, and a lot of guys stepped up and made huge plays for us down the stretch.
2 for Justin. First one, how do you rate Clayton as a QB sneaker?
Yeah, he's perfected that over the years. No, but yeah, I mean, he made some. Not only that, but he just made huge plays all day, and we knew he was going to have that type of year just because of the way he worked in the offseason. And it's great to see the first game and him just stepping up, receiver stepping up and making, momentous plays all throughout the game. So it was really fun to see. And, yeah.
And then were you concerned that they were going to rule that one a fumble? Like, when did you hear the whistle? How did that shake out?
I think obviously can't let that happen. I'll take full responsibility for that. I probably read the play wrong too, so I'll go back and watch the film. But can't let the officials decide on stuff like that. So just gotta take care of the ball better.
Justin, in the past we've talked about some former players, like before your time, that you used to research and look up. Passed up a couple guys on the list today. Are you familiar with Tico Duckett, Tyrone Wheatley, any of these guys, or anyone else who's up on that list of rushers?
I haven't actually looked at the list. Obviously, I know the guys at the top, guys like Ron Dane and stuff like that. But for the Tyrone Wheatley, I mean, obviously, just being a big-time running back is tough in and of itself, and these guys have been consistent, throughout their 3 or 4 years and done great. So just being able to, to keep, passing up guys is, it's incredible. I'm very honored, but I'm just glad to be part of, a great team that we have and coming out with such a team win, obviously with the defense making huge plays, turnovers down the stretch. Even guys like Warren Long didn't play last year, 2 forced fumbles. That's the type of stuff we need on special teams stepping up. So it was a great team win today.